Welcome everybody to Time to Cry Our Eyes Out and Bang Our Heads, because today we're covering the 7th studio album from Canadian metalcore and melodic hardcore band Counterparts, entitled A Eulogy for Those Still Here. Known for their riffs and breakdowns and wrapped and entwined with some emotionally potent lyrics from vocalist Brendan Murphy, Counterparts have been one of the most consistent bands in the scene. Coming off banger records such as 2017's You're Not You Anymore and 2019's Nothing Left to Love, can this new album hit a perfect trifecta of back-to-back-to-back amazing records? Let's get into it. The album kicks off with an interlude with a date in the title, which at first you don't realize until the next track, Whispers of Your Death, pops on. This song, which was released as a teaser single for the album, was said to be about the lead vocalist Brendan's cat, but the lyrics could be about anyone else, specifically talking about the potential of losing a loved one and wanting to protect them forever. An amazing melodic hardcore track with some nice energy from the drums, credit to drummer Kyle Brownlee. The guitar playing is also top tier here as well. Bound to the Burn also gives us more of the taste of the clean vocals from guitarist Alex Ree, don't know too much about that. Not taking over the whole chorus, but just as an added melodic element to drive the emotion of the song. Probably the heaviest and most energetic song on the album is the next song, The Unwavering Vow. The slow build up to the breakdown at the bridge gives me chills every single time. It's such a dark song too, especially if you read the lyrics. The next cut off this album is the title track, which tackles helping someone out of their most trying and desperate times, with usage of Alex Ree's clean vocals making the chorus that much better. There's a really nice chill break before we get some emotional vocals from both Brendan and Alex before an epic climax to the song. Skin Beneath the Scar is probably the least heavy or energetic song on the record. It acts as a giant build-up until all the instruments and vocals come together for one nice climax. This song is more about his own precipice and his feelings of hurt. Sworn to Silence is another heavy song with nice melodic phrasing in the guitars, but also has one of my favorite lyrics on the album: tear into my throat and gather for yourself a scripture insincere, unfit to preach in faith. Just amazing. One of my personal favorite tracks on the album is What Mirrors Might Reflect. A heavy tune from beginning to end, dealing with self-worth and not being perfect in the world, that no amount of love will free me from my flaws. Soil 2, which is a supposed sequel song to the closer track from their 2013 album, The Difference Between Hell and Home. Very similar to Skin Beneath the Scar, this song acts as a build-up before a huge emotional climax, but is a bit heavier in that regard. The song kind of plays out like a funeral song, at least lyrically, saying the soil is the last thing we ingest. A heavy banger resides in the next track, entitled Flesh to Fill Your Wounds, which is another song about trying to help and be there for someone you love who's dealing with depression and or suicidal thoughts, whilst also dealing with your own trauma and your own problems. Then we get to the longest song on the album, which is also the final cut from the record, A Mass Grave of Saints, and probably one of the few songs whose lyrics could almost bring me to tears. That's no joke. It's everything I want in a Counterparts song. The heaviness, the melodicness, the emotional impact, and the chorus. The main lyric of carve goodbye with a fallen angel's spine and watch the coffins close, wishing one were mine, is such poetry and so well written that I can't get it out of my head. Just amazing lyric writing, songcrafting, everything. But let me tell you, I do love this album. Definitely going to be on repeat for a while into the next year. Could be one of my favorite albums of the year. Definitely one of my favorites from Counterparts as a whole. But with that being said, it's not as close to some of the other albums I've ranked or covered high on this channel. It's amazing, it's well produced, it's well played, but I gotta dock at a small point for lack of major experimentation. It's an amazing album by a band with 0 duds within their discography, but there's just something that wasn't there to set it apart from other albums in the genre or any other albums to come out this year. usually for those still here, gets a 9 out of 10. But, you know, let me know how this record made you feel. Was it awful? Was it amazing? Or are you just impartial? And thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next review. Peace. Shower me, spirit